How's it? Welcome back. So we got another great comment to go ahead and shoot a quick response to, where this person was asking how he could start using less of his left brain and stop overanalyzing during his meditations. And I think this technique or approach would also be beneficial, although kind of in an indirect way, for your lucid dreaming practice as well. Because if you get lucid in a dream and you start overanalyzing what's going on, where one, it can just cause you to go ahead and wake up, but even if you don't wake up, it can make it harder for you to control the dream environment because you just be overthinking shit, right? So I think it can indirectly help out with that as well. Plus, it was really great timing with this question because it just so happens that the book we're currently working our way through, Mastering Meditation, talks a whole lot about trying to use less of the left brain and starting to go more into the right brain. And so the main technique for doing this is something that he calls HRV resonant breathing, which is the acronym stands for heart rate variability breathing, I guess. And it's super simple to do. All you got to do with this is slow down your breath rate, right? And he targets doing 7 breaths a minute or less. And so say like, we'll just use 6 breaths a minute for this example. Just simply at first, you can count, right? So count about 4 seconds or so on the inhale, then on the exhale, because you do want it to be a little bit longer than the inhales. Try to hit like 6 seconds or so. And then once you get used to what that timing feels like, you can stop counting and start to strictly focus on controlling the breath. And essentially, that is it. Something else that could help out with this is you could put earplugs in. And so for me, I like to lie down or recline while I'm meditating, although he actually points out why it's better or more beneficial to be sitting up without even a backrest, because then your rib cage won't be as blocked and it'll have full room to expand, so you can get these nice full slow breaths in and out. However, for me, I find it's very easy to hit 6 breaths a minute lying down as well. So just play around with it, see what works for you. But I like to wear earplugs because then it becomes a lot easier to hear and sense and feel your heartbeat. And then what you can be looking for to be paying attention to for this is notice how on the exhale, your heart rate slows down a little bit, and then on the inhale, it speeds up some. And so you can either focus on controlling your breath or focus on simply just feeling and listening for your heartbeat and noticing the difference in variability as it syncs up to your breathing. And then also when it comes down to time, you don't gotta be investing too much time into this, right? If you find that 5 minutes or so seems long enough, because if you go any longer than that, you start getting uncomfortable or overthinking essentially, then 5 minutes is totally good enough. If you find that 5 minutes is very easy for you to do, then expand that out to 10 and then just get used to essentially sitting as long as you can while it's still comfortable and a pleasant experience for you to be having. Plus, if you're paying attention to your breath rate and controlling that or listening for the heartbeats, because you can only really do like one thing at a time, it will just automatically get your mind off of overanalyzing and overthinking things by simply focusing on your breath rate or the heartbeat. A good sign that this whole meditation approach is really working for you is if you realize just, throughout the day or throughout your waking life, if you notice that your breath rate is naturally dropping down to this 7 or less breaths per minute, then you can know that this habit is really getting sunken in deep to you and it's starting to work. Also, he does like to point this out where there's these 4 proofs that you can notice during your meditation so you can be assured that you're meditating correctly. And I'll just go over the one that I find to be the easiest to find and notice. And that is how you can start to get this skin tingling feeling. Like years ago before, I read this book and had his explanation of it. I used to call it my body buzz meditation, where the way he describes it is whatever part of your body is the most relaxed will start to get this tingling skin feeling. For me, I've always tended to notice that it first happens in my extremities, like my arms or my legs, sometimes in like my lower abdomen area. But if you can notice that that's starting to happen while you're doing your meditation, then you know you are doing it correctly. One way to kind of cheat and kind of force this skin tingling feeling to kick in a bit sooner is doing your meditation for a couple of the breaths. You can take like a short breath in and make as long of an exhale as you possibly can while it's still, relatively comfortable. And that can kind of kick in this skin tingling feeling sensation so you can be aware of what you want to be on the lookout for, while you're doing the meditation. And yep, that is it. Thanks for the question. I hope that helps. And until the next video, keep your meditation practice legit.